Google Street View has met its match. There are spots on this planet so cut off that even satellite cameras shrug. I'm talking about islands you reach by cargo crate, towns balanced on glaciers, and one patch of ocean where the closest people are astronauts, literally overhead. No ticket kiosks, no visas, just distance, politics, or pure physics blocking the door. Want the tour anyway? Stick around and we'll count down 5 places travelers love to fantasize about, but will probably never set foot on. We're moving from tough but technically possible to so impossible it makes space tourism look easy. Last one's a mind bender, promise. Picture a Lego village glued to the side of an extinct volcano, then drop it in the middle of the South Atlantic. That's Tristan da Cunha, 1,350 miles from its nearest neighbor, St. Helena. Think New York to Rome. There's zero airport, one rusty fishing trawler that sails from South Africa maybe 8 times a year, and waves that cancel half the trips. Tristan da Cunha is a British overseas territory. About 300 people live there, descendants of 15 shipwrecked sailors and a few soldiers. 7 surnames cover the whole phone book. To visit you need a stamp of approval from the island council, a clean bill of health, and the patience to wait out hurricane season. Miss the boat and you're stuck until the next one. Even the British postal worker rotates out after 12 months. Turns out homesickness hits hard when the nearest Big Mac is 6 days by sea. Norway owns this hunk of black rock and ice, 1,400 miles from Antarctica, 1,600 from Cape Town. The island is basically a glacier wearing a volcano as a belt. Landing here is like trying to park on a wet marble staircase. 90-foot waves, cliffs coated in ice, and fog that swallows helicopters. Norway hands out science permits once in a blue moon. In 2012, a research team lived inside shipping containers bolted to an icebreaker deck, waiting 3 weeks for a 20-minute break in the weather, so a chopper could drop them onto the island for samples. The island hosts millions of penguins and exactly 0 gift shops. Unless your boss is the Norwegian Polar Institute, this one's staying blank on the bucket list. Point Nemo is the oceanic middle of nowhere, 1,600 miles from the 3 nearest specks of land, all of them uninhabited. The only people closer? The crew of the ISS passing overhead every 90 minutes. The coordinates were calculated in 1992, and only a handful of research ships have drifted through. Sail there and you're floating inside the South Pacific Gyre, a slow-motion whirlpool where marine life is scarce, and radio traffic is dead quiet. Lose comms and rescue is days away, after a plane flies longer than a London to LA leg. It's literally the loneliest point on Earth, and it will stay that way. 17 miles past Kauai, you'll see a low green island and that's it. No docks, no hotels, no cell towers. Niʻihau is privately owned, has been since 1864 when the Robinson family bought it for 10 grand in gold. The 170 residents live without paved roads or electricity, speaking a dialect closer to 19th century Hawaiian than anything you'll hear in Waikiki. Helicopter rides can circle, but they're barred from landing. Set foot without an invitation, and you'll meet a real-life posse on horseback ready to escort you off. Even federal agents need special permission. Unless you're marrying in or protecting monk seals, the view from 3,500 feet up is as close as you'll ever get. Welcome to the highest town on the planet, 16,730 feet up on the edge of a glacier in the Peruvian Andes. That's higher than the summit of Mont Blanc. The road in is a mining track that climbs 2 vertical miles in switchbacks sharp enough to make truckers strap on oxygen tanks. Temperatures hover around freezing, and the air is so thin that walking upstairs feels like sprinting a marathon. No hospital, no sewer system, just gold ore and tin shacks. The glacier could shift tomorrow. The government calls the place informal, so you're on your own if it does. Tourists brave enough to drive usually bail at 15,000 feet when their lungs start sounding like paper bags. If you push through, you'll find a karaoke bar lit by a single diesel generator and miners burning plastic to keep warm. Technically open, physically, it's a velvet rope made of altitude sickness. 5 destinations, 5 flavors of impossible. You've got the island that forgets the rest of the world exists, the glacier. Norway guards like a national secret, an oceanic dead zone, a private island frozen in the 1800s, and a mining town where even the air is out to get you. If you could beam yourself to one, which would it be? Drop your pick in the comments. And hey, if this fired up your inner explorer, hit like and subscribe for more trips to the edges no airline serves.